All right, ladies and gentlemen, it is time to talk about the next section of the saga that is known as Smash JT versus Kotaku, because what this initially started out as, which was Smash JT versus Alyssa Mercante, it has now essentially grown into one man versus an entire corporation, which I mean is already pathetic enough from the corporation standpoint. But again, here we are. So we have a Twitter post here from Smash JT, and essentially he's talking about the fact that now people are going after his own personal money. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, they're trying to go after whatever the company is that actively employs Smash JT, and everybody is trying to get him fired from this company.
Of course, you know, this means war.
Now, I've been following this whole thing for a while because the funny thing is Alyssa Mercante and some of the Kotaku people initially started hating on me in the beginning, but then I guess they eventually moved on, which I mean, I'm happy for that because honestly, I don't even care about these people at the end of the day, granted, but still, they're psychopaths and they are going after Smash JT, knowing that he has a wife, knowing that he has a family, knowing that he has people to take care of, and yet he's not going after their funding necessarily because they're a corporation at the end of the day. He's not going after any particular singular entity, but that corporation has employed trolls and people that work there to go after his own personal money and try to take him down by, again, essentially going after their funding sources. So let's get into this video, guys. But of course, before we do, if you are new here, just consider hitting that subscribe button. I would greatly appreciate it, and like the video to push us out into that YouTube algorithm. So it says they're now actively attempting to go after my funding sources. If you care about exposing deep-rooted issues embedded within the video game industry, fight back against these psychotic, indoctrinated Marxists, please join the channel. Now, I do implore you, if you liked his content, to continue to support him. If you don't know about him yet, and maybe you're finding him out through me, I highly suggest you go check him out. And if you like the content, subscribe. If you don't like the content, don't subscribe. I'll never force you or tell you to subscribe to someone. I will always tell you to subscribe to them if you actually enjoy their content and want to actively support it, because nobody wants dead subscribers. You know what I mean? Like, every channel always ends up having dead subscribers. That's just the name of the game. But if you're just adding more to it for no other reason other than fake support, it really doesn't do anything. So I would rather you check it out and see if you like it. But that's besides the point. We have 4 posts here, and let's check out some of the pictures that he posted. Obviously, Kate Bush's husband. This is a very well-known Twitter account, hardcore leftist, one of the kind of people that loves to dox, apparently, one of the kind of people that likes to go after your family. The typical leftist kind of things that they like to do. He says, "You got a whole ass family, and I feel incredibly sad for them." You don't. Your son is begging you to play catch. You don't know that. And you're just saving photos of journalists to add to your pathetic website. And your daughter has no idea why you keep making videos about women that you hate. Obviously, you know, he's reporting on journalists. He's not reporting on random women. He's reporting on public figures, people who have put out their content out there talking about people that they themselves hate. So why are they allowed to talk about people they hate and gamers that they dislike? But Smash JT can't talk about journalists that he dislikes, journalists that he doesn't like their work and what they're doing in the gaming industry. It's always rules for thee and not for me, but I mean, hey, this is what we're used to from modern day leftists. And then he says, get to know Jeff, etc. Been on the team for 2 years. I'm assuming what this is a post from whatever company that Smash JT works for. Again, I don't care to know. It's not my business. He doesn't put that out there publicly, to my knowledge anyway, and I don't really care. But apparently this is a company that is celebrating, it looks like, Smash JT, celebrating him as an employee, which means he's doing good work, and he's been working there for 2 years. We have another picture here where they essentially are showing Smash JT employees shocking hit list transphobic rant against Kotaku editor. I don't know who made this video. He seems to have cut off the person who made it, but apparently they are doxing him and doxing his job in this video. Then, if you look at this screenshot here, you got multiple comments. Let's read them so we can get a full understanding of the kind of people we're working with here. This person says, in the future, it might be worth doing a more thorough background check on people before you hire them, because Jeff is one of the most toxic people in the online video game community out there with a fake smiley emoji face. Y'all really should have researched your employees' extracurricular activities before making a post promoting them. Oh, but you guys are perfectly fine with these trans people who are out here who end up getting caught diddling kids, and they have a job, and you're perfectly fine with that job protecting them and not firing them and doing nothing. Or even if they do fire them, you don't ask them to do better background checks. You don't ask them to do anything like that. You're perfectly fine with that. You don't want to talk about that. That's okay. But a guy who's against journalism and gaming and the bad kind of journalism, you're against him. That's a problem, and you got to get him fired. You got to get him removed from his job. Yeah, it's very clear where the priorities stand. Michael Mitchell, whatever, says hobbies, making lists targeting journalists and companies so racists, homophobes, and extremists can organize and harass them. You realize that they are making their own list, right? Like, you realize Kotaku has a list of every single one of their journalists, their full names, their email addresses, their information, every way to contact them, their social media platforms. Kotaku themselves have a list that allows themselves to be harassed, if that is your logic. If you're saying putting a list together of known journalists and the work that they've done, if you put that together and that's harassment, then you're essentially saying Kotaku is harassing themselves as well, which I know you don't mean that, but obviously you need to realize your own idiocy at some point. Then from Brodo, it says, hey, that's the guy who harasses women online daily. Looks like an absolute beta, not surprised. Riley, is that for days off from his work as a blah, 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 or days off from compiling lists of women to harass online? Again, it's obviously trying to dox people. Not too shocking. The Dome, if only they knew this guy creates lists of people he doesn't like and shares it with other weirdos. It's all in the name of saving video games, he says, but we all know it's just because he's a small man. Says the guy named The Dome on Twitter or Facebook or whatever this is. I honestly can't take this seriously. These people will do anything and everything to try to ruin your life. And when they are powerless, this is what they do when they're powerless. This is what I want you guys to understand. When the hardcore leftists or the hardcore Marxists, when they're out there completely powerless, they lost to you, they couldn't take down your website, they are doing everything they can to cancel you, and it's not working. And all you're doing is becoming more and more successful, and you're growing every single day, and you're making money off of their hate. What they end up doing is they'll go when their back's against the wall and try to go directly for either your family or your funding. This is what they always do. This is what happens when they're losing. This is the prime example of a loser in front of us. They're losing hard and they know it. So they're so desperate and they're trying to go after his money. Michael Grove Room says Jeff runs a site dedicated to harassing game journalists. He doesn't. And exposes people's info in order to direct harass efforts. He doesn't. Like, you guys are fucking retards. What information does he expose? They have their first and last name publicly available on the website that they work for, on the articles that they write, on the content they produce, on their Twitter profile pages, on their Instagram profile pages. What information is he putting out there other than their name that's publicly available, their profile picture that's on all their social medias, and the articles that they've written showing the work that they've done? It's essentially putting a mirror in front of them. It's like, what are you even talking about? Exposes people's info in order to direct harassment efforts and aligns with some of the most toxic agitators who create unsafe environments for journalists and developers. Real gem you have there. You are a fucking retard, Michael Govroom. I really don't know how else to say it other than that. You are obviously and pathetically lying on social media to try to get someone fired. You're literally lying about the exact thing that's going on right now. There is nothing you said that was the truth. Literally nothing was the truth other than the fact that he made a list of game journalists. That is it. That is the only truth that you said. That's the only truth any of these people said. Anything else is literally all bullshit just to try to get him fired. They're trying to drum up some sort of rage. They're trying to drum up some sort of drama because they know that that's worked in the past. Well, hopefully it doesn't work now, but I will say this, even if it does, you fucking losers don't understand this. You guys get Streisand affected all the time. The domino effect is absolutely real. You did it with his website. You did it with the initial attempt at cancellation. You try to cancel him. You try to take down his website. And now you're trying to get him fired and trying to get him to lose his money. Guess what's going to happen if you do that? The support is going to be even more insane for him. And you fucking idiots don't even realize that. So congratulations. You have absolutely played yourselves at the end of the day. And even if you succeed, I promise you, it's only going to come back 10 times worse to you. So anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching this video. I hope you did enjoy it. If you did, consider leaving me a subscribe. I would greatly appreciate it. Don't forget to like the video, comment, let me know what you thought, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Hypnotic out.